guys, one industry. Meet Jeremy, Bob, and Jason, who will take you behind the scenes of the Christmas, Halloween, and interactive industries straight from their mom's basement. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back to Three Guys, One Industry. I am Jason. With me is Bob. Behind the camera is Jeremy. We're going to be talking this month about the haunted attraction builds. We're going to kind of go from planning all the way to hopefully getting it up and running and being ready to go. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about some attraction and industry news.
Good evening. Terror returns to Central Florida as Universal Orlando Resorts officially kicks off its landmark 35th annual Halloween Horror Nights. This year's premier Screen Fest promises to bring iconic fan-favorite horror franchises off the screen into real life with an impressive lineup of 10 all-new haunted houses. Thrill seekers can expect to brave horrific mazes inspired by heavy metal legend Ozzy Osbourne, alongside terrifying walkthroughs based on Evil Dead Burn, Hellraiser, Stranger Things, and the hit film Sinners. Beyond the houses, the nightmare leaks into the streets with immersive scare zones and street experiences across the park. Highlights include Downtown Clown Town, featuring horror icons Art the Clown and the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, as well as Fort Nightmares, a living action experience based on the global video game phenomenon. Specialized themed dining and live shows round out the After Dark festivities. The event runs on selective nights from August 27th through November 1st. Standard theme park admissions will not get you through the gates though. Attendees must purchase a separate event ticket to access the nightmare. Fans of puzzles and brain teasers have something new to look forward to. Popular escape room franchise Escapology is expanding its footprint in Wisconsin. The Orlando-based company has announced plans to open 2 new locations in the Badger State, one in Milwaukee's historic 3rd Ward and another in Brookfield. These upcoming spots will join Escapology's existing Wisconsin venue in the Lake Delton and Wisconsin area, which first opened its doors in 2024. We will keep you posted as opening dates and booking details are officially released. Holiday shoppers, mark your calendars. America's largest free Christmas show is heading back to Louisville. The Stewart Promotions Christmas Gift and Decor Show returns to the Kentucky Exposition Center from December 11th through the 13th. Free admission sets this massive holiday event apart as the nation's largest Christmas show with no ticket required at the door. Now running strong since 1988, the annual event attracts more than 40,000 attendees each year. Visitors can expect over 700 vendors on site offering everything from festive lights and holiday decor to boutique clothing, unique gifts, and gourmet specialty foods. For families looking to kick off their holiday shopping without breaking the bank on entry fees, this Louisville tradition remains a prime destination. Registration is officially open for the 2027 Halloween and Party Expo, and the big event is heading back to the Big Easy. The trade show is set to take over the Ernest N. Morrell Convention Center from January 11th through the 13th. Billed as the ultimate one-stop shop for retailers, the event will feature vendors showcasing everything from costumes and makeup to party supplies and novelties. This marks a major return to Louisiana after the expo took a detour to Las Vegas this past year. Event organizers are leaning heavily into that homecoming spirit. Well, the market has a simple message. The industry is coming back home to New Orleans. Standard operating procedures are officially being suspended at SeaWorld Orlando as Howl-O-Scream makes its return, running selective nights from September 11th straight through Halloween. This year's event features 5 full-scale haunted houses, 4 boasting all new storylines and environments designed to push visitors to the limit. Beyond the houses, guests will have to navigate 6 distant scare zones, while 2 unrestrained roaming hordes threaten to turn up anywhere on park's ground without warning. For thrill seekers looking to elevate the experience, 4 major attractions will remain open for night rides. complemented by new themed bars, live performances, and immersive entertainment scattered across the property. A warning for potential attendees, event officials emphasize that Howl O Scream is intended for mature audiences only, featuring intense scenes of blood, gore, and horror. Guests are also reminded that costumes are strictly prohibited inside the park. Tickets are officially on sale now. With Halloween season just around the corner, Pennsylvania officials are issuing a stern warning to haunted attraction operators across the Commonwealth. Protect your young workers or face heavy fines. The Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry is reminding operators that they must submit an approved workforce safety plan before hiring any performers or volunteers under the age of 18. Under the new requirement, safety plans must be submitted at least 20 days before applying for child entertainment permits. Operators are required to outline how they will address workplace hazards, conduct criminal background checks, train employees, and ensure minors get mandatory breaks. State inspectors will be making unannounced site visits and checking in with young performers and their parents throughout the season. Officials warn that violations of the state's Child Labor Act can result in criminal penalties and administrative fines of up to $5,000 per violation. Parents and the public are encouraged to report any concerns or suspected violations directly through the Department of Labor and Industry's website. All right, back to you guys. News is over.
All right. Well, talking about the haunted attraction building process, this is something obviously I've never experienced. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have experience of just pretty much hanging lights in it, but
multiple times.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Like 5 days.
What we wanted to talk about was kind of like started out. I wanted to pick your brain a little bit, Bob. Is how would you start it? You know, what are you doing when you're getting ready for the season? What is your first steps?
Yeah, I mean, it starts basically for us. It starts when that trailer door closes, and we're ready to go. We're starting to think right away about the following season, and just gotta figure out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna change it. Since we're modular, we can change it every year. Keep some of the same rooms and same scenes, but it's gonna be changed. To just make it fresh. So it starts right away. It's a good idea to have, the ideas that you want for your new scenes, the scenes you currently have, how you can improve them. So when you do go to your shows, you know what you're looking for, you know what you need, and just have an idea of what your budget's going to look like. It's
probably a big one.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to spend somebody else's money. But when it's your money, it's a lot harder.
So you can almost have your expectations, but then there's the realizations, possibly, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to find that middle ground of what's going to work for you.
Yeah. And, it's for us, it's a little different because we're the modular. So we're putting it together every year. We're taking it down, put it up, take it down, put it up. The dream is obviously to be a permanent haunt, then you have that year round to actually build and work and improve. And, you get those massive scenes. You can get the year-round revenue with that. You can be open for the different holidays, and that's fun. But there's also the planning behind those. So you're making your money during the Halloween season, but you want to be ready for those. See if you're permanent, ready for those open, different holidays and getting actors ready, getting those scenes ready. And you can't be in the middle of building one if you're going to do that. So that makes it a little more
constant
difficult.
Fluid situation. Hey, you're all constantly modifying what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
To fit whatever the season is. Wow.
Sounds fun, actually.
And then the hardest part about it is setting your schedule, staying to that schedule and just fighting the clock, because you can have the plan, you can have the greatest plan set out, you can have everything laid out, but can you get it all done in time? And that goes for anybody, permanent, modular, whatever. You still have to be done by your opening night.
Well, so, I mean, thinking about last year's build, your first year in the as an owner of one, did you run into, obviously, some, when your deadlines, did you have things that all of a sudden you realize this ain't happening?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the best part about that, so if you run into that and you're worried about if that one picture is going to be hung, or if that, that door frame is going to be painted the exact way you want it. Who's going to know about it?
Just you.
Me.
Just
you.
you. Just
people,
you.
the people, maybe some of the builders that we, yell at or talk to about why isn't it done fast enough, and
Me.
why are you hanging the lights 6 times, and
Me.
that kind of thing.
It's true. Yep.
Jeremy, you didn't get yelled at that much.
No.
No, it was your partner. Nah, I kid.
So, I want to turn around on you though, Jason and Jeremy, since it was your first time building. What was that experience like? Because I don't remember that. It was such a long time ago. I don't remember it.
Jeremy will have a little bit more of an experience from the get-go. I didn't get there till late, because I missed it. I had vacations and stuff, so I didn't get there.
Slacking. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, my first day was literally unloading the trailer. So that's all I did the first day, was moving stuff in. And then pretty much I was told to hang lights for a month. So I was able to, from my experience, I was able to see the whole haunt actually come together. Like by the time I got there, the walls were up,
Right.
It was being painted and stuff like that. But it was amazing actually kind of seeing it, like day one, you walked me through it and you're like, this will be this will be this. And you're like, okay, whatever. This is just a room, whatever. But seeing it take shape from day one to whatever it was that, month and a half later or whatever it was, incredible. But now the thing was it was just kind of, even when the furniture was put in, right? Mm-hmm. It didn't even take shape until all of a sudden it was all those final details. It was all like, we're going to hang this here. We're going to put this there. We're going to screw this here.
And that's where you got to rely on the scenic designer to really do that. For me, I can visualize how a haunt is going to be, the layout for it, where I'd want the crowd to go, that flow, but actually getting it to work, I just say that's Rick's problem. He's the scenic designer, for us, and he's the one that has to get everything in there. You mentioned the furniture, how is that furniture going to be in a certain way so that the guests go the right way, and go the way we want them to go, because they'll go the easiest way possible.
Yeah, no, and it's funny that you mentioned that the easiest way possible, because especially in the room that I occupied, the still room, the thing is it could have been easily just turn a corner and walk right out. Yeah. But obviously it's like when you're putting things in the way, you're forcing people to go, and then it's also the actor's job to move around, and you can force people the way you want them to go. But no, it was a definitely a learning experience to kind of see how Rick was putting things together too, because it. Like you said, it could take you 10 minutes to walk through the house if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Jeremy, what do you think?
Well, that's what you're saying with decorating stuff. Being able to actually do the build and then decorate and be part of that too. It actually was, I have to say, it was fun. Of course, anything, hey, we got to get this built. And then when you first time building, it was just like, are we even going to get this done? And it's like, there's no way we're going to get this.
You mean the first time we build? I'm thinking that when I'm putting the layout together and I'm building the plan and I'm seeing all the different things come together, and it's like, wait, we're going to have time for that?
But it does shape up really nice, and it was really cool kind of seeing it from nothing, bare floor, and going up, and then actually being part of the decorating. I just remember, Rick was just like, hey, here's the idea we have. Here's what we have. Like, go at it. And then, of course, come by, give some notes. Like, why don't we change this here to here? But it was kind of cool having that freedom, too, and being able to be creative. So I found it was awesome. I have to say I had so much fun. But I was tired. It was tired.
Oh, my gosh, so tiring. And I think the thing that we have going for us in a way is we're more old school. Right, so the technology that gets put in there is fairly minimal, right? But you see some of these haunts that rely on, the animatronics, the actormatronics, the air, the air cannon, just that stuff popping. That could go wrong at any time. So you have to make sure it's designed properly to where it can be easily fixed while you're open, And I know I'm looking forward to adding those things, like, so we're going to be adding an air cannon this year, things like that. But it's also nerve-wracking because if it goes bad during the night and we don't hear about it, how long has it been down? Can the actor fix it? Did the actor try to fix it and made it worse?
Well, that's going to actually probably be one of those things that when we talk about when we get everyone together is, hey, you got to be ready to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As an actor and stuff, being ready to pivot and do what you want to do. I mean,
Yep.
I know we've talked about it, but that was one of the things I learned to do by the end of of my first season was how to move around and,
Sure.
and to make things work. No, but from a technology standpoint, I mean, my only thing is, I'm going to pretty much say is, I'm probably guess too, the first time I hang the lights this fall will be the first of many times.
I think we're gonna have someone else hang lights,
Thank God.
and then you don't have
can
to
I just
worry about
can I
that.
just unload the trailer for a month and a half? I'll do
Yes.
that instead of hanging lights.
We'll give you all the walls you can move.
Sounds like
you
a
didn't
plan.
specify which trailer.
That's
so
also
yes,
true. All right.
You can
yeah.
move all the walls you want.
See, once again, I'm getting my mouth into trouble. All I said is, hey, I'll help you with that, Honda. I could do this. You know, if you need me for a day or two to act, the next thing you know, hey, I'm an actor.
The one thing I want to do better when it comes to like the planning and whatnot, I was in a seminar, and it was something that John the Flamboy had said of, when you do your planning, don't just plan for where the guest flow is going to go. You have to do that. Don't just plan how the scene's going to be laid out. You also got to plan where the actor is going to be. So if you can put the actor on the map when you're doing that planning, then it makes it a little easier for that vision, specifically if it's the actor going in there, and you can say, hey, this is where you are. This is what we want you to do, and you can show them on paper before the scene's even done. So at some point, I want to get better at doing that and including the scare in the planning, so that way it just makes it a lot easier to visualize it, to understand how the guests might react, how that flow is going to go. The biggest problem we had last year is we put a door right where people were exiting. So we expected them to go left.
Oh,
Except
sure.
they went straight. They found the door open, and next thing you know, they're in egress. We won't do that again.
No. Lessons
So,
learned, right?
Exactly.
Lessons learned. Yeah. And so, like, when you're thinking about this, though, the one thing I do remember, though, one of your, I don't know whether it's causes of concern or anything like that, was when you had to have your fire marshal walk through.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. So, I mean, I do remember, that was kind of like, you running around with a measuring tape and all this stuff. So what would you say from like a code standpoint or anything from a builder to the fire code? What do you think that's going to entail? Or like what concerns do you have every year going into that or
Right.
with that?
I mean, that's something we can, chat about on a whole other episode. I have a whole episode about safety, but I will still answer your question. It was very nerve-wracking, even though, we think we followed everything, and we, you talked about the measuring tape. We tried to make sure we're ADA compatible so wheelchairs can go through, everything like that it's important to ensure that the safety of your show, whether it's haunted attraction or it's an escape room or anything, is paramount. That's number one, because if and when something happens, you want to have that plan in place. You want to have those escapes. You want to have the egress, and it's got to be easily accessible. Like one of the things that we've done is we put 2 doors in every single scene, so you can get to every scene from the outside egress and every scene from the middle egress. Not only is it easier for our managers to get around, or zone leaders to get around, but it's easier if there's an emergency. We can get everybody out into the egress, and it's a straight shot to the exits.
It's perfect planning. Yeah.
Same with fire extinguishers outside of every single door. You can never have too many of those. And then on top of it, the other thing we have to worry about is the duty of care of everyone that comes through. Not just our acting staff, but the guests that come through, even the people that don't come through, the parents or whatever that drop off the kids and they hang
waiting
out
for them
and
or
they
whatever.
Yeah. So we just have to make sure they're safe. Something happens, anything like that, we have that plan. Our staff knows the plan, and we can just ensure. And it's not just getting out always, right? What if there's an active shooter? You don't want to necessarily go running out. Again, I think we have an episode planned for straight safety.
Absolutely.
And we'll get more in depth with that then. But that's a quick overview of some of that safety concerns. And you're not wrong. Fire marshal shows up. It's tough. So, I mean, I'll give you another little insight. I didn't realize how big of a, you hear people say, oh, that's a load off my chest or a load off my, I didn't realize that the days leading up to when the fire marshal was coming out, that I had the load on my chest or the load on my shoulders. I felt something different, but I didn't know exactly what it was or put my finger on it until I was shaking the fire marshal's hand. He says, yeah, you guys are good to go. I hope you have a good season. He gets in his car and drives away. And then it's just
The weight of the world is off your
Exactly.
shoulders. Yeah. You know, it's one of those things like, I mean, he has all the power to, nah, no, you're not ready. Or
Mhm.
no, that could just come screeching halt.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not something minor.
right.
Like if
Right.
it's because of the design or something.
Hmm. I mean, that's you start with safety in mind. You do your plans with the safety in mind. As you build, you keep an eye on your staff, keep an eye on your builders, how they're doing things. And if you see something wrong, it's not like, oh, it'll be fine. No, you fix it right now because otherwise you're gonna have to fix it later, and now you're back. This might be a little different for Jeremy and Jason, but I'd like to hear from you guys. Now that you got that year under your belt, and I'm sure the gears are turning, and I'm sure there's some things you saw that you would that were good, and I'm sure there's things you would like to see different. What do you, in your mind, what's a dream build? Time and money is not a factor. What would you like to do? What would you like to see?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I think, not looking at the grand scope of the entire house, because I think that's a little bit too big for
No, a scene,
for my
a
brain.
scene
But
that you want, yeah.
thinking back to like my room, right? Like I was my character was a proprietor of the moonshine stills of the manor that we were in, and what I think would be really cool in that room, like you had already alluded to, it was like having like the actor built into it, different scare points and stuff, but almost like a working still would be pretty awesome in there. Like,
So you can drink
either
all
one
night?
where one was partially maybe blown up where it looks like that's why I'm all messed up with my makeup and whatnot. But then
Yeah.
you have one that you can actually like pour a little moonshine from, a little bit of, or as of what I drank all last year was just some Arnold Palmer, just
Allegedly,
something.
that's what it was.
Hey, multiple people tested it and no one came back and yelled at me. So, no, I think that would be cool. Actually, have like a working still
Okay.
I think would be pretty slick to have. I don't know how that
So
would
is
be.
this leading into we're taking donations for a working still at any time? Please look at the number below.
Well, that'll be the room that we have our local law enforcement just kind of bypass. We're going to just have them kind of skip right past this one, past the illegal still that's actually
You
spilling
remember
out
you
moonshine.
asked me about the fire marshal?
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to let that fly.
What, a giant still of,
Yeah.
flammable liquid? Nah.
But that's your dream, and
No,
we're not
you
gonna
said
stop on
I
your
didn't say it
dream.
had to be alcohol. I'm just saying it would be cool for like when the guests are walking
Sure,
through, you're
sure,
pouring it, put it in a jug or whatever. I think that would be pretty cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that'd be pretty cool.
What about you, Jeremy?
Well, I guess if you're talking fire marshal, then my ideas are probably going right out the
No,
window. Then.
no, this is dream build. This has
Oh,
nothing. It
oh.
doesn't. You can do whatever you want.
I know. Actually, myself, I think with seeing everything that was going on last year, and kind of going through, I know I've been talking to you about different ideas and stuff like that, and I do like kind of mixing up some rooms and kind of combine them together where they might flow a little bit better and kind of almost mesh where
Okay.
you can kind of cooperate. If I'm saying the word right, I can't speak English, but I think something like
Cooperate is an English word, though, just so you know.
that. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me write that down. How do you spell that?
Uh,
Is that
I was gonna say,
is
you're
that a
gonna spell
U?
it for him.
A U in there? Okay.
It's a
You spell
niner.
it however you want. This is your dream.
Oh, well, I'm gonna lay off then because you don't want me to go further with my dreams.
Continue with what you were saying. Cooperating.
No,
and-
no, I'm just saying, just flowing through, like maybe, like I know I actually talked to you about it because
Mhm.
I got the kind of the pleasure of working in a bathroom last year, and I think kind of like a one-way mirror would be kind of cool to kind of add into stuff
I
like
think you
that.
mean a two-way mirror.
Oh wait,
Because I think they're all one way.
Yeah.
oh.
Those are two way.
Oh yeah, that sounds better. I'm actually gonna write that down too. Thanks, guys.
We just move on.
Yeah, let's Bob, what about you? What about you? Let's just kind of pass on Jeremy
Got it.
here. What would you think? What's the one thing you would look at for your dream build?
So there's always been one that I had in mind that would be really fun. I just don't know how to do it. I mean, I might have to tap into Jeremy to help if we ever get a chance to do it, but we'll see.
Good luck with that.
It's basically, it's a hallway that you go down. There's different TV monitors as you go.
Okay.
And you see yourself walking down in those TV monitors. but then something on the monitor goes past it. It's just like a recording of some sort, so it looks like something's there, and then, the guests will turn around. The next one, they do the same thing. And then the third one, they goes by, and then by that time they're like, there's nothing there, whatever. But then there's actually an actor there.
So it'd be like almost like the actor is the one running by the screen. That's actually pretty slick, actually.
So, and then eventually, they're gonna keep looking back, and again, at some point when they look back and they come back forward, that actor they've seen going across the screen is either in front of them or actually behind them, or however that works out.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right. I think you would have to tap into Jeremy to help you with that one. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Oh boy.
Hey, can I interrupt for a second? Can I get some chunky peanut butter on my plunger this time? The creamy the chunky just sounds so much better.
Once again, dream build, Jeremy. Dream build.
Okay.
You can chunk it up.
So I gather his dream build is chunky peanut butter on a plunger and a two-way mirror that people are looking at him sitting on the toilet.
It's a one-way mirror.
One-way mirror that he can cooperate with people.
Cooperate.
I can watch myself eat some chunky peanut butter.
Oh my god.
While you're on the toilet.
Oh my god.
That's a given.
All right. So before we take this one away, I think we have to address the strange creature in the room over our shoulders here.
Yeah, it's kind of the demented Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc.
The creepiest thing about it is the tongue feels real.
Yeah, it's kind of gross,
Anywho,
but it's awesome. It fits in well.
You guys have seen this now during this episode, last episode, and this creature doesn't have a name, and we aren't smart enough to come up with a name for it. So we need some help. And
I tried, but I definitely wasn't smart enough.
Yeah, this is part of the journey that I talked about that we want to bring you on. We want you guys involved on this. Shout out the names here. Give us some examples. Give us some thoughts. What do you think we should call this thing? Yeah, it could be a guy. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's got big lashes. Could be a girl. Who knows? Doesn't matter. But we're going to pick the best one. We're going to kind of, maybe take a group vote. Maybe we'll pick it randomly. We don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we send you one of our custom zombie cups here. Kind of like Hong Kong. Thing's never going to die. We're going to make sure we send you these things. We want, like I said, we want to keep you involved in this, and we want to make you guys partners with us in this journey, in this adventure that we're on. So, yeah, just
name the monster for us, and we'll choose the best one, or maybe not the best one, just the one we like the most. I think
that's the thing. It's got to fit, right? It's got to fit. Look at this thing.
So, and.
Yeah, it can't be Jeremy.
He's already been taken a couple times.
It's already been taken. So yeah, we can't go with that.
I don't represent all Jeremy,
but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So next month's show, we're going to be talking about the haunted attraction, the personnel side of this, the staff side, all the fun stuff, all the people that make your show run. That is what we're going to talk about. It's going to be awesome. So yeah. So from all of us here at Three Guys, One Industry, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
The Oracle is here. And by Oracle, I mean the guy who knows the build is about to start or is already behind schedule. The build is where we can do that becomes how the hell are we going to do that? Did we order the plywood? Where are the 2x4s? Who has the keys to the storage container? Why is the build crew waiting on the compressor? We needed to start framing yesterday. The haunt season doesn't build itself. The walls need to go up. The lighting needs programming. Right, Jason? The audio needs testing. The animatronics need servicing. And somebody still hasn't figured out why the fog machine keeps throwing an error code. You have to earn the screams. And nothing says professional attraction like a $40,000 effect that won't work until 15 minutes before opening, if at all. Then it's just a big static prop. Then there's the schedule. The build is behind. The actors need training. The fire inspector's coming. And marketing wants new photos. Operation wants to know their entrance. Accounting wants to know why we spent that much on a pneumatic actuator. And somehow we're still expected to open on time? Why do we do this? Because when the first guest walks through the door, the lights drop, the fog rolls in, and that first scream hits. It's worth it. Then there's the costumes. Everyone wants something bigger, better, more detailed. Meanwhile, you're standing in a warehouse surrounded by latex, silicone, masks, and enough fake blood to concern the local authorities. And the animatronics? Wire, motors, pneumatics, show control, sensors, and a little bit of prayer. And someone will inevitably ask, are you sure this is going to work? Absolutely. Probably. Maybe. That's the confidence you need in October. But here's the thing. After months of planning, designing, building, testing, fixing, rebuilding, spending money you swore you wouldn't spend, redoing the lights, Jason again. The doors open. The lights go down if they work. The fog rolls in. And for a few hours every night, we get to turn ordinary people into screaming children again. That's why we do it. I'm the Oracle. Now quit talking about it and go build the damn thing. Oracle out.